There you go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to the F1 commentary after Spa. We're still missing a third of the usual panel. Uh, Let me just say, because I haven't time to do it last time. Summers is good. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a little bit under the weather, but it's totally okay. So, Spa. We have decided not to make the usual race highlights because again that was it's a Simons thing and it doesn't really work with either me or Lucky. So we're gonna start.
And
Uh,
there wasn't any highlights anyway. So
I mean, the start was cool. I mean, the Verstappen made a really nice start, and Leclerc, the double overtake of Leclerc on, well, not double, but overtaking Verstappen and getting second behind Antonelli. I mean, it was something. It was so,
it
yeah,
was certainly an eventful first half lap of the race. As you said,
well,
Verstappen had this anomaly with his power being deployed when it wasn't supposed to, and he nearly went into the back of Antonelli, but he pulled off a really good maneuver going through erosion and Radion to come out in front. But then, of course, he had no power left to go down the straight, and Antonelli just left him
yeah,
for dead.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know about the eventful. I mean, Russell would disagree with you. And so the two guys in the Red Bulls would disagree with you. Who else? Oh, Ocon, I think, would disagree with you. Uh, Sides got, got into an accident. There is a mechanic in Ferrari which will really disagree with you.
Yes, indeed.
So I mean, it was eventful enough. Couple of a safety car, couple of virtual safety car, uh, two weird accidents. The Hamilton Russell at the first. Well, it wasn't. So it was one, two, three, four.
At the end of the Camel
At
Straight, basically,
yeah,
going in.
fourth corner. Yeah, and another accident. Another something happened with Leclerc and Piastri.
And there was a bit of a
So
kerfuffle with a couple of the Hasses, I believe, as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
They
mean,
got
there was a bit of confusion in Spa. It also started in the qualifying. There was a yellow flag being waved. Leclerc supposedly lost the position because of that, because the yellow flag was actually on the pit lane and not on the track, but you could see from the track and it kind of looked like it was on the track. So Leclerc supposedly lost a position on the grid, and yeah, but I just want to start with you with the two Hamilton, Russell, and Leclerc Piastri accidents.
before you
What
do
what?
that, before you
Mhm.
do that, can we quickly go back to qualifying? This
Mm.
business of Hajar towing Verstappen down
Yeah.
the back straight and through Blanchimont. What did you think? What
Hmm.
did you make of that?
Nice. I mean, I was quite surprised where they did because usually in Spa you do it after the R010 in the long straight,
Yeah.
but they decided to make at the end of it, which I
Hmm.
guess it makes sense with the power units right now. But yeah, I'm cool with that.
It was definitely an interesting strategy given the fact that Hajar was going to be starting at the back of the grid. So
But
his
yeah,
his qualifying performance mattered not really. So
right,
it
right.
was a good idea, and Verstappen did admit that it got him on the front row.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually surprised that McLaren didn't do that because Norris got penalized because of the swapped engine. I think something like that, or an ECU. I think an ECU.
It was parts of the power unit that he swapped.
Yeah. So I was waiting for Norris to do the same thing with Piastri, and he didn't. So that was weird.
But it was definitely a smart move by Red Bull.
Hmm.
But anyway, the race itself.
Yeah. So what you make about the episodes that I told you before?
Well, we better talk about the guy going out first because that's the first thing that happened, really, wasn't it?
Hmm.
And that of course was Russell and Hamilton colliding, which
Yeah.
sent Russell backwards off into the gravel, and then
Yeah.
resulted in Hamilton getting the most ridiculous penalty I think I've ever seen in Formula One.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
why he got that penalty, I don't know. Especially given the fact that in the Formula Three race, I think it was, there were two of the drivers collided in pretty much exactly the same way,
hmm,
resulting in exactly the same outcome. But there was no penalties given for that. Yet here we are in the main race, and Hamilton gets hammered with this 5 seconds. And in my opinion, it was just ridiculous.
yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you actually. About the accident. I think that I would consider that a racing accident.
Yeah,
Russell went outside Hamilton, and it is true he was already ahead, but it was also true that Hamilton had a car in front of him, so he couldn't, go further ahead. There was enough space. I mean, but I would consider that a race accident. I mean, if you have to give, uh, I think that Hamilton was a little bit more at fault, but it was also the first lap, and he got 5 seconds. Now, on the other end, the thing which happened with Leclerc at the end of the straight, he kind of steered a little bit towards Piastri, was trying to pass him on the left, and I mean, there was a little bit of contact, and he was given no penalty at all. I mean, between the two, I would say that the second one was a little bit more,
it certainly seemed
harsh.
to be a bit deliberate squeeze
Yeah,
by
but
Leclerc.
yeah, it squeezed a little bit. I mean, not as much, but again, it did that. The thing which really puzzled me is that uh, one of the reasons why I think they should not have penalized Lewis, which got fourth, and he was in a very good position, nice pace, so it would probably got way ahead if it wasn't for those 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Even if he just made it under the virtual safety car, so he didn't lose as much time. But anyway, uh, it's because it was the first lap. Usually, the first lap is I would say it's not a free for all, but
There's more
there's a
leeway
little
given.
bit. Yeah, right, 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 right. My What I'm afraid of is that um, they are judging the accident based on the outcome of the accident itself, which is idiotic,
Yeah,
right?
that
So
seems to
I
be the
think
case. Yeah.
I think they gave 5 seconds because the outcome was that Russell, got in the gravel and he couldn't restart, while the other way around nothing happened. So I think that's kind of I don't know.
Well, the FIA is everything but inconsistent.
Yeah. It seems to be they're changing the rules, every so often, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, but there was other, interesting things. I think I got some notes. Lap 24, Verstappen saying, "I have no grip," and it was actually it was funny because he said, "I had no grip" while driving in the middle sector of the track and making the fastest time of the sector. So yeah, I get you got no grip. There is no more grip at that speed, right? So that was, that was really funny. And another thing which I really loved a lot in at lap 38, there was a fight between Antonelli and Leclerc. Antonelli finally managed to regain on Leclerc, which got the first position because they changed the tires under the virtual safety car. Antonelli was a little bit unlucky because they changed the
Yeah.
tires, I think, 3 laps before. But hey, I mean, something good happened to Leclerc, right? So that's a good piece of news. Because usually when it rains, it pours, and it's on Leclerc. But so there was something interesting. A lap 38 in Mercedes, they changed the energy deployment strategy in sector two, because this is where Ferrari has always been faster in the second sector. So once Antonelli passed Leclerc, or they were really close, they decided to sacrifice the the overall lap performance, uh, and they just changed the strategy for them to be faster in sector two, so not to eat the advantage that Ferrari had,
Yeah,
which again, it's really fascinating, something which happens with these power units. And again, can be critics about, yeah, it's not your race, yeah, blah blah blah, whatever. But I think it adds a little bit of a twist, especially strategy wise. It's more difficult, but to follow, but it's fascinating anyway. You change the behavior of the car to get some advantage.
yeah. I was listening to all of Hamilton's radio from Silverstone,
Hmm.
and all the way through the race, they were giving him different suggestions and places to put out the deployment, rather than
Yeah.
places that he had been, or
Yeah.
to change what they had told him to some other sort of strategy. So it seems to be constantly evolving through the race, uh,
Hmm.
certainly with the big teams anyway.
And they adapt the car, not only the what they call the tools. So the tools would be change the brake balance, differential strategy, all the
Yeah,
stuff. But they also changed the way that the engine behaves, the power unit behaves. And that's another layer of complexity. There is one thing to be said, though. You mentioned at the beginning that it was kind of boring. I don't think it was that boring. Uh, but on one thing, I agree with you. It wasn't a race in Spa, right? I think that unfortunately, the current rules, they're gonna affect the performance of some circuits, specifically circuits like Spa, Monza, Baku, maybe. Baku, maybe not so much. I mean, there is the old part. There's some, uh, good breaking points, but Las Vegas, maybe. So where you have long corners and no massive breaking points, so you can't regen too much. You're forced to regen on the straights and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, in Spa last Sunday, there were some drivers that were making some corners like flat out. Uh, and I'm not talking about the Eau Rouge Radillon. I'm talking about the old DSs in the second sector, and they were making that flat out. I mean, nobody's ever done that flat out, not even with the ground effect cars, because basically, so you could hear the engine, revving up, and the reason why they make that was that they were also recharging the battery. So it is kind of weird, and I think we'll see the same thing in Monza happening.
yeah. The wider open the track, I think the worse it is. You
Hmm.
need a track with lots of corners, or slower corners to make this
Yeah,
work.
yeah, big breaking points, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was something I told you at the beginning. There was some suggest on that aspect. There was somebody which, it wasn't even a proposal, but they just put it like that, to put some chicanes in the Strait of Spa and the Strait of Monza, just
Uh,
to allow them to recharge the car a little bit more, you know, which is mental. I agree with you, it's mental, but it's not, but I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't discharge the whole idea as crazy, I mean, they're running with the current rules, the current cars. So, yeah.
the thing is, I mean, if you put a chicane in between Ascari and Parabolica, um, the car's not going to get up to enough speed to make the braking for a chicane effective. I mean, you want a long straight where the car's going flat out with lots of braking at the end of it, and
I,
chicanes won't do that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't think that the speed would change that much. The acceleration is really high. They're probably like about maybe 4 or 5 kilometers less, and they might get there with a little bit more charge. Uh, so the paradox is that now they will probably experience some clipping in the engine just way before the first chicane because because of the old piece which is flat out. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know, let's see. I mean, it's stupid, but again, there is some rational behind it.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Talking about things which uh rumors and all that stuff, the Verstappen situation, I want to talk to you a little bit. If he's going to stay in Red Bull, if he's going to change, eventually where he's going to go. What do you think about that? What have you heard about that?
Well, for a start, I believe that because of his current position in the championship, there's now a clause in his contract that's being coming into
Yeah.
effect that
Yes.
says that he can bail at the end of the season.
Yes.
And there's been some connections between McLaren
Yes.
and Verstappen over the past sort of week with Verstappen's, what is it, a Formula 3 team, perhaps?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's one of the young McLaren drivers has been signed to Verstappen's Formula One team. Sorry, Formula
Hmm.
3 team, I believe it is. And
Yeah.
that's
I
what's people are saying is making a connection between him and McLaren.
I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last time, and we just dismissed the whole thing as a big rumor. Doesn't make any sense. Now there is a thing in F1 that all the rumors, even the most crazy ones, you know, there is something behind, right? So it might not be exactly the rumor, but it is something usually happens. Uh, the options for Verstappen are basically two. One is Aston Martin, right? Because they're the only one which enough money to get the guy, and the other one, as I said, is McLaren. Now, McLaren, there was something interesting happening on Sunday that I haven't seen much of it. Mark Webber was at Spa. Mark
Right.
Webber is the agent for Piastri,
Yes, yeah.
and Mark Webber has been absent from the tracks for quite some time, but he was in Spa, right? Also, Piastri made a fantastic race in Spa. So let's play some what if scenarios. It might be that the push for uh, for Verstappen to go in McLaren is such that the driver, which eventually will jump, will lose the seat, got to the circuit, and the driver, which is at more risk, actually made a very big performance. So, see where I'm going. It's really weird.
Okay, let me tell you what's actually happening. There's a young Belgian 15-year-old guy called Dries van Langdendonk, uh, and he's currently in McLaren's junior program. However, Verstappen has agreed to mentor this young 15-year-old, um, even though he's staying with McLaren. So people are kind of linking this move with a move to McLaren next year.
I
However,
think that's
it
the
sounds a bit
least. That's a,
tenuous to me.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into that. Honestly, I would be way more, thoughtful about the whole movement with the agents and the drivers in the paddock. I mean, it's not unusual to see the kind of things. But yeah, I mean, it might be that too. Might be that. Yeah, sure.
Apparently, Jos Verstappen and what's the guy's name? Raymond something. He's a manager guy. Whatever. They were spotted in the McLaren hospitality uh, this week at Spa, or this weekend rather at Spa. So I don't know. It's silly season time. We're getting towards anyway, isn't it? In the Formula One circus. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
but I
So
mean,
any
the only the only,
anything.
the only thing I can think of is something practical would be a driver swap, a Piastri for uh, Verstappen. Piastri goes to Red Bull, and Verstappen goes to McLaren.
But by the way, talking about Red Bull, I'm still super stoked by the engine in Red Bull. I think they made a fantastic job. I mean, those guys, they made an engine from scratch, first year, right? And they're fighting against, Mercedes, Ferrari, Audi, I mean, you name it, and they just made a fantastic job.
Well, for a first year, you would have thought they might have been in the back foot. I mean, even Honda, who are seasoned Formula One engine maker,
Yeah.
didn't manage to get it right. So it's certainly an achievement by Red Bull getting an engine up and running that quickly and being so competitive.
The, I mean, there was some, when the old Ardua thing came up, and the federation basically said, no, no, the best engine is not the Mercedes, it's the Red Bull. I mean, people kind of laughed. I don't think that people is laughing anymore,
No, that's
right?
for sure.
I honestly think that they might be super right, and there's not too many shenanigans of they'll say Mercedes are pulling down the engine and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. I don't think that's true. I think that actually the Red Bull power unit is the best one right now on the as a power unit goes. The
Well,
the
according
the the car is not as efficient, but the power unit, huh?
seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, they're not clipping as much as the other ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really good. And again, first time. Think about Audi. They made the first engine for them anyway, and it's not that good.
Well, here's the
So
thing
yeah,
about Audi. If you remember, Audi have been in the WEC using hybrid engines since what, the 2000s,
yeah.
and they still didn't manage to get this engine right. So
No, no, no. I agree. Agree.
it's a very strange thing that Red Bull have managed to do so well, whereas Audi, who have experience in this, I mean,
Yeah.
24-hour race experience with these engines,
Well,
and
it's
they
it's
haven't got it right.
yeah. I mean, it's not only the experience. It's the whole organization. I mean, Red Bull had to hire I don't know, like 1,500 engineers, build new facilities to make the engine. I mean, they had to do everything from scratch. I think that they still have got some issues with the gearbox, with transmission, but as far as the power unit goes, it's bang on, right? Yeah, which is not the same thing you can say about Aston Martin,
Yeah.
which, but we will see a completely new car next weekend in Hungary.
Well, speaking of that, Fernando Alonso is downplaying it a little. You're saying completely new car. He's
Yeah.
saying, well, just let's not get carried away with things here.
Well,
So it
no, no,
remains
no,
to be
no.
seen.
The car is new. The reason why Alonso says that is because the problem is that they will start with a new car, and the all the other teams have had like half a year of updates and performance updates on the previous cars. So there was unless something really crazy happens, they will still be at a disadvantage. Oh, sorry, talking about cars, and talking about Russell, uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Russell next move is to ask for a new chassis, a new tub for his car.
Right. Well, I
Because
believe he.
he doesn't feel comfortable with the car. He has
Yeah.
changed everything. He has
Hmm.
to change the engine. He changed the transmission. He changed everything. I think next step will be to change the tub, the chassis.
Well, there's not much left for him, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I believe he's still complaining that he doesn't feel the car's right.
Right, right. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the only thing which is left in the car
Yeah,
from from the car that he started with.
that's it.
Is the
Yeah.
chassis. And again, uh the same thing has happened, and sometimes, results have come out of that. I think that the same thing happened uh to Lewis in McLaren, I think, or Verstappen with Red Bull. But somebody else made that kind of switch. And sometimes it's just in the head of the driver,
Yeah,
and
psychological.
sometimes there is something. So yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if next step is the change to the top.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it was his turn to get the bad luck this week in the
Hmm.
Mercedes camp, and
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm going with Kimi as driver of the day.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I would say so. I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I think that so I'm struggling with Leclerc too, because I think that Leclerc drove way over his car, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, but then again, so did Verstappen. I think maybe
So did Verstappen. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go with that, Tonelli. I mean, yeah, I'm
there
cool with
is
that.
there's one at least an honourable mention for Hajar. Started second last, I believe it was. Managed to get himself up to sixth by the end of the race, which
I
is
was
pretty good
way more
going.
impressed. I was way more impressed by what is the second driver of the Red Bull? Not Lawson, Ludwig.
You
What
mean
the
you
fuck is?
mean Lindblad in the Haas?
Yes, yeah. No, 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 not in the house. The second driver in the Red Bull, in the Toro Rosso.
Oh, Ockham, not Ockham.
No,
There's
Ocon is
Lawson,
with the ass.
Lawson, and the
It's
other guy. I can't remember his name.
Lindblad.
Lindblad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with the guy.
Okay.
It's yeah. He made a fantastic race. I think. Another guy who made a fantastic race was the um Bortoleto.
Hmm.
He got points with the Audi, so good for him.
Lindblad did say post race that it was a do or die move that he made on
Yeah,
Behrman.
yeah.
So I think that was the catalyst for his good run. Um,
But no, no, no. He was on fire from the qualifying. Uh, so yeah, I don't know about that, but it was on fire. I mean, I think it was in the zone the whole weekend, and he raced really well. But yeah.
all right.
Anyway,
Can you?
something else.
Yeah, you're going to talk about Leclerc for 30 seconds while I run to the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Leclerc did a really good race. He was ahead. The other interesting thing was that when Antonelli passed him, I mean, granted, he went ahead because he changed the tires on a virtual safety car and all that stuff. You're right. I mean, but he was ahead anyway, and he was still in the front positions. The interesting thing was that, yeah, he tried to make the Roman Empire great again, for sure. But the interesting thing was that when Antonelli passed him, he didn't just, flew away from Leclerc. He was actually uh, kind of pushing the guy. I would say he was there, but I think that Antonelli made a little bit more effort than what you were supposed to think to get away from Leclerc, especially at the beginning where he was trying to put a second between him and Leclerc, not to give him the boost thing, the overpass, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they use. Yeah. So yeah, it was really good, really good.
Well,
Uh,
Leclerc put pressure on Antonelli. I mean,
mhm.
he was only two seconds adrift at the end of the race. So
Mm,
I mean, it was good that Antonelli managed to cope with the pressure of having Leclerc behind
yeah,
him,
yeah, yeah.
and it was good for Leclerc to be able to keep up with Antonelli. It's like
Hmm.
bunga bunga time. Yes, we love
Yeah.
bunga bunga time, and
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sure I'm sure after his sixth victory that Antonelli has definitely had some bunga bunga time.
Yeah.
I think he
That was
deserves.
since It was since Ascari, I think, in '53 that an Italian didn't win as many Grand Prix.
Six in a row, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool, and it's really nice to hear his father talking with the journalists, telling them, yeah, chill, because in motorsport everything can happen. Just
Yeah,
relax,
yeah.
don't sweat it, don't
We,
make a big fuss about it. Yeah,
I,
he's really trying to keep everything, simmering down.
yeah. I think
Because he's,
Antonelli certainly seems to be enjoying himself.
oh yeah, yes,
And
yes,
if you're
yes.
enjoying yourself and you're winning, it makes you a difficult combination to beat.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's actually a very, very, very good point. He's having fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's having fun, he's fast, and he has a fast car. That's kind of it's almost an unbeatable, combination, you know. It's
And
oh, it
as
makes it makes life for everybody way harder than than it should be.
yeah, I mean, we had the situation last race where even though he knew he could have gone in early and had an early shower, he still kept out on the track and still kept trying, uh,
Right.
even for
Oh
that
yeah.
single point.
Yes, yes. And I mean, just by comparison, look at Russell. Russell is a very good driver. He's an excellent driver, you know, and he has the same car. Well, he says he hasn't, but he has the same car.
Yeah.
I don't think for a second that. Uh, but he's not having as much fun as Antonelli is,
No,
and his performances. And you can see, by his performances, it's not up to the kid.
it's not a been a fun season for him this year.
Oh
Um,
no, not at all, not
Not
at
at
all.
all. Okay, he
That's,
seems to have the worst of the luck as well. But I mean, what goes around comes around in Formula One. So
yeah,
you never know. You never know. Okay, we
yeah.
talked about Max. He did pretty well, third place. Uh, we also mentioned Lord Sir Lewis Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
CB, JCB, ASMR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He got this ridiculous penalty. I think he would have been a podium man had it not been for the penalty.
Oh
Would you
yes,
agree?
yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, I totally agree. Totally
Yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. I think it would have been Ferrari 2 and 3 in some form.
Yeah.
Uh, Piastri, it was well after his contact with Leclerc, he didn't seem to do much in the way of anything. He just kept going round in circles uh, without too much fuss. Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that it's mostly because of the car. So I already said why I think it was so fast or so much faster than usually because I think Mark Webber, getting up said, listen, man, you risk a high risk that you're going to lose the seat. So yeah, you better, put it. And but I think that the main reason is that the McLaren is still is not as efficient as the other cars, and he has a little bit more downforce than the others. So I think that he paid, he just suffered because of that. But he again, I think he drove way better than the material that he had uh, was allowing him to. Yeah, I was really impressed. Really good.
Okay, so Hajar, we talked about Hajar, 21st to 6th. Uh, not a bad result
Yeah.
from where he started. Then we had Lando Norris, who started ahead of Hajar by 7, 8 places,
Hmm.
um, but only managed to get seventh.
Yeah.
Admittedly, he was only just a tad behind Hajar, but I mean, from his starting position, he should have done so much better.
He should have, but again, I think it's a problem with the efficiency of the car that he has. The Red Bull is not the best car by far. Right now, I think it's the at best the third best car, if not the fourth behind McLaren in some circuits.
Yeah,
But in Spa, it's way more efficient as a car than than the McLaren. I mean, it still has some rough edges, the car. I mean, but yeah, in Spa, the McLaren was simply uh, not going to perform as well as it used to. It's not its track. From you can see how the car behaves.
well, speaking of making the best of the equipment they've got, Ferrari seem to be sort of punching above their weight with the smaller turbo at uh, tracks like Spa and Silverstone, which you would think the bigger turbo cars would be creaming them on.
Yeah, again, that's something we already discussed about. I don't think it's the big and little turbo is that big of an issue. You build the power unit around it, and you just go for it. I can't see what he's putting. Is probably putting some things that um, Lewis said is too little for me to read. If you can read it,
Lewis last year's verdict after Ferrari mechanical. Yeah, well,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
come to that. Ferrari, I
But
believe,
yeah, no, no, sorry about the engine power unit. So when you make an engine overall, it's the package, and you build everything. So it's not a single thing, that dictates. So you can have a smaller turbo, same performances if you build the old package accordingly. So I think it was a technical choice. Maybe it has something to do with the way that the heads are built in the Ferrari engine, which are different from all the other ones.
uh-huh.
So yeah, I would have put that much. But there is another thing, before going to what was shown on the video, which I forgot to mention, and I'm gonna make a setback in the qualifying. The It was impressive to see uh, the performance of Antonelli from Q1 to Q2. So in free practices, Antonelli was running. I think it was 49, 45 something something. In Q1, he couldn't repeat the time. It was actually 7 uh, tenths of a second slower. They change whatever the fuck they can change, in from Q1 to Q2, and it got 1 second. I mean, that was
Yeah, that I'm sure that would have been a software change of some description.
they so okay. So what they can change is very limited. They can change the wings, So the way that the wings, um, the downforce of the wings,
Yeah,
and they can change the tools. The tools meaning the differential changes, gear change speed, and some minor things. I mean, it's not that much you can change, not a lot, because it's already part Fermé. But yeah, I mean, 1 second. Jesus Christ, man. It was it was fantastic to see.
yeah. Okay,
So
well,
you do you want to read what about the accident with the mechanic in Lewis, because
sure,
it was under investigation after the race because there was a small accident when he changed the tires, Lewis, and the virtual safety car. If you want to describe what happened really
sure.
quickly.
Well, the Ferraris came in line astern with Leclerc at the head of the train. He changed tires. Hamilton came in, uh, but first he had to serve his 5 second penalty. So the mechanics looked at the car for 5 seconds. They then changed the tires, and there was also a mechanic who was scheduled to change settings on the front wing.
Yeah.
However, I think he got forgotten about in the
No, no, no.
confusion.
They gave the green light. There was something
Yeah,
happened. They
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They forgot he was there going to be doing this wing, and he would require extra time. But
I,
after the tires came down, after the car came down from the tires, he just went, and that was
I
because of a green light that they gave him.
I think there was something weird because of the 5 seconds, and
Mhm.
meaning that the mechanics were positioned differently than
Yeah,
usual.
that's right.
Also because they make a double change. Because so the way they adjust the wing, they got like a an electric screwdriver that you preset at the beginning. So
Right.
you already preset it that is going to make like 3 turns clockwise or 1.5 turn clockwise.
Yeah,
So you basically put it there, you press the button, it makes the thing, and you put it away.
yeah,
Right? I think that the 5 second penalty, because of you got to be, everybody got to stand still, and sorry, that usually takes the same amount of time that it takes to change the wheels. The mechanic wasn't on the wing while they were changing the wheels.
yeah. He was
So
out of place. Yeah,
yeah, so the guy which gave the green light to Lewis, uh, he didn't really look if the mechanic actually is finished. He just went with the assumption that okay, they've changed the tires, and that job too has finished. But you could see the mechanic was out of position, so he tried to reach it after that, and he couldn't. So I think yeah, it was kind of a. But yeah, everything went well anyway. They just ended
yeah.
the fine.
He was unhurt, the mechanic, which
Yeah,
is the main thing, and
yeah,
a 30,000 euro fine for Ferrari with
yeah.
10%. Sorry, 10,000 euros suspended for 12 months, which means
Yes.
if nothing else happens, they get their 10 grand back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Anyway,
that's,
I think we're pretty much done, unless you got something.
I can't think of anything else. Let me just look
Yeah,
through Lawson Hulkenberg. Oh well, here's some news. Lance Stroll didn't finish.
yeah.
I
So
wonder
what?
why.
Why don't you quick tell us? Yeah. Why don't you? My crack is on the spot. Why don't you tell us really quickly the arrival, how they arrived, the final positions.
The final position. Okay, the final results of the race were Antonelli was out first, Leclerc second in the Ferrari, and Max a third in the Red Bull. Uh, what's nice in the top 10 is we've got a real good mix. It was Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, uh,
Yes.
junior team, McLaren, Audi, Bortoleto
Hmm.
getting into the top 10 in Audi, and then Vlad Impaler again in a Red Bull, and Colapinto bringing up the top 10 in Alpine, with Gasly
Yeah.
pretty much right behind him. So it was a good mix of cars in amongst the top 10. There wasn't the usual like two Ferraris, then two Mercedes, and then two of
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
next team.
Yeah.
It's always good to see that they're mixed up.
Yeah,
Um,
and also in the championship we got Antonelli first, Lewis second. So yeah,
do you
it's
think
interesting.
just before we finish? Do you think, despite the fact that Norris didn't do so well, do you think it was a step forward for McLaren this weekend? I mean, with Norris doing so well in qualifying.
No, again, I don't think so. For the reason I
No,
told you before, I don't think that was the track for McLaren because of the way that the car behaves, the way the car is set up, is built. It wasn't. It's not his piece of bread. If you get what I mean.
sure.
So
Okay.
listen, before we leave, I will. So we can't have the quiz part, right? Because Summers is still missing. Uh,
Well,
I'm going to reverse the role.
oh shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
and I want you to tell me what happened in 1999 at Spa, which was quite interesting, and that happened actually before the race.
Happened before the race.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Um,
So I'm gonna give you a hand here. There was a wager.
it was it was done. It was a wager.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it would have been Hakkinen and Schumacher.
No. There was a wager involving two drivers in the same team.
Oh, wait a minute. This was young Villeneuve and Fisichella. Was it
Nope.
Fisichella?
No, you got 50% right.
Oh, not Fisichella. What was his name? Oh, Frenson.
No. I'll tell you the name of the guy
Okay.
if you tell me what the wager was.
The wager was that you had to take Eau Rouge Radion flat out in
Yeah.
your Honda. Was it Honda? Or
It
was it a
was the bar,
BR?
and
Yeah,
the
bar.
second driver was Ricardo Zonta.
Zonta. There we go.
Yeah.
And they both messed up, if I recall.
So so basically what happened, Jacques Villeneuve and Ricardo Zonta, they made a bet, and the bet was to take the Eau Rouge Radion completely flat out, right? So uh, Jacques Villeneuve went first. He refused to leave, lost control, and smashed his bar into the barriers.
It was
He
a
got
mess.
back. Yes, he just
No
destroyed the
wheel. I don't
car.
think it had any wheels left on it by the time he'd finished, did it?
It, yeah, it destroyed the car.
Yeah.
So they stopped the session, and Villeneuve, anyway, had time to get back to the pit, even because it's not that far from
Yeah.
there. And so the rumor is that Zonta looked at him, right, because the bet was still on, right.
Hmm.
So Zonta looked at him. He went out and he attempted the exact same feat. He lost the rear and Radillon and basically destroyed another car.
Another car. It was an expensive weekend.
So so the two cars were completely written off. It was it was millions in chassis, and it was it. Well, I mean, the other thing was that the amount of work that the mechanics had to do to put together, spare parts, and they pulled a massive overnight repair
Did they have a
in an
spare
effort
car
to
in those days?
what?
Did they have a spare car in those days? Because you remember they
Well,
used to have a spare car,
they had spare parts, but
but not a
I
spare car.
surely I can't remember, but surely Bart did not have two spare cars. That's a given.
No, definitely
They
not.
probably
No,
have one. Yeah.
yeah, definitely not.
So yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of Spa 1999,
hmm
who was the winner of the race?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Your
I have
your
to.
your most favorite driver. Your
I
most favorite
sense.
ever driver.
I sense some. I sense a trap.
He's my countryman,
What?
and your favorite driver.
Oh shit! It wasn't Dem O'Neill, right?
No, it wasn't Damon. No,
Okay. Yeah.
closer to my country even.
Country. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
It was David Coulthard.
Oh fuck me,